Generation Z is the group of people born between the years of 1997 and 2012. Nihilism is the belief that life has no inherent meaning or purpose, and for Generation Z, nihilism is a reaction to the world that is changing around us. There are three main reasons why this generation leans this way. First, repeated exposure to violence in the media and in real life has desensitized young people. Second, lasting effects from the COVID-19 pandemic have made it harder to find meaning in everyday life. And third, economic instability has made traditional milestones feel out of reach. For Generation Z, violence is accessible in the everyday media landscape. They have grown up with school shootings on the news, videos of police brutality circulating online, and wars live-streamed on social media. Even entertainment reflects it, with movies, video games, and true crime shows blurring the lines between fiction and reality. Violence has become background noise, something that you scroll past, all too aware that you can't escape it. A study titled Emotional Desensitization to Violence Contributes to Adolescents' Violent Behavior from the National Library of Medicine found that repeated exposure to violence can dull emotional sensitivity. Researchers discovered that when adolescents witness violence in multiple settings, such as their houses, their neighborhoods, or online, their emotional reactions begin to fade. But once triggered fear or empathy just becomes another image. This desensitization does not mean Gen Z is unfeeling. When violence becomes constant, caring too much can be exhausting. Detachment becomes a way to cope and to stay functional in a world where tragedy is always one scroll away, and this emotional distance can leave a quiet sense that the world is brutal and unchangeable. That feeling that nothing really matters because everything hurts can be the first step towards nihilism. Over time, issues such as climate change, political division, economic instability, and global crises have shaped how this generation understands the world. A study titled Gen Z During the COVID-19 Crisis, a comparative analysis of the differences between Gen Z and Gen X in resilience, values, and attitudes, found that members of Gen Z reported higher anxiety and uncertainty than Gen X. Gen Z was more aware of the instabilities in health, work, education, and social aspects of life. For many, the pandemic arrived during critical years of identity and independence. The closure of schools changed plans for the future overnight. That experience left a lasting impression that progress can stop suddenly, and stability can't be assumed. Many in Generation Z feel uncertainty about traditional financial milestones like buying a house or saving for retirement. As Lillian Stone notes in her article how Gen Z became so nihilistic about money, some young people describe their attitude towards money as a mix of helplessness and skepticism. Social media reflects and amplifies this outlook as well. On platforms like TikTok, creators highlight challenges like low wages, high rent, and student debt, expressing frustration at what they see as an unfair system. While it may look like laziness, experts suggest that it is often a response to real obstacles and a way of coping with uncertainty. Additionally, Lillian Stone points out that Gen Z is still pursuing financial goals, they just approach them differently. Many prioritize experiences and flexibility over rigid milestones like home ownership and traditional retirement plans. In a way, Gen Z is learning to balance financial survival with enjoying life now. Gen Z is often criticized, but this perspective overlooks how different their reality is from that of previous generations. According to Explaining Gen Z's Unsurprising Adoption of Nihilism, unlike millennials or Gen X, Gen Z cannot rely on traditional pathways like steady careers, home ownership, or robust retirement plans, because the systems that supported those milestones are increasingly unstable. Nihilism has emerged as a coping mechanism, allowing them to reject outdated societal expectations and rethink conventional measures of success. It is an adaptive response that prioritizes flexibility, personal well-being, and long-term survival in a world that previous generations largely inherited but never fully controlled. In this way, Gen Z's approach to money and purpose is fundamentally different from other generations, shaped by pressures and uncertainties that are uniquely theirs.